Hi, back from Football Boots at Karuke, and today I'll be doing a cleaning video on the ACE16 Purecontrol by Adidas Football in the launch solar green colorway. So the benefit of this boot over something like the ACE16 Primer is that it lacks the laces, so the cleaning process may be slightly quickened, which is always a good thing. So all you need for this boot is a standard cloth, a boot bro or a toothbrush, a bowl of warm water, a hand towel, and washing liquid, Persil, or anything like that. So first things first, I'll go outside and knock off any excess mud on the sole plate. So before you start the cleaning process, you can put a cloth or newspaper inside the boots to catch any water that gets inside the boot during the cleaning process. So I'm going to put a standard cloth inside the boot, just in midfoot there, just so it catches any excess water. So I'll get straight into it and clean the primer and NSG upper. So all we need for this is a standard cloth. So the Purecontrol boasts a synthetic woven upper dubbed Prime Knit, which features an inverted neck texture from heel to toe. Any mud that is difficult to clean on the upper can actually get the toothbrush and just lightly clean the rest of the mud off, but you have to be very gentle as you can damage the texture technologies on the upper. So as you can see, a standard cloth really just does the job on top of this synthetic upper. Across the three stripes. So one important thing where the upper meets the sole is that you actually get mud in between these areas. I'm sure most of you out there have worn a football boot and where the upper meets the sole, it has sort of opened up in a certain point. I'll just bring it closer, you can sort of see the mud in there already. But where the upper meets the sole, the best way to clean it and the safest way to clean it is just with a cloth, just to wipe all the mud off. Don't get a boot bro or a toothbrush and just wipe the mud out clean. The best way is to clean with a standard cloth. But as you can see, the cloth is doing a good job of the upper. In places in the inverted knit texture zones, the mud is quite hard to clean out of, and that's what the toothbrush is for, and we'll get to that in a minute. So there's little pods here on the forefoot and toe box. The standard cloth just lacked, it just couldn't get in between there. So this is what the toothbrush is for. But you have to be very gentle, as the toothbrush can actually damage the texture technologies or the NSG technologies on top of the upper. So just lightly scrub it away with the toothbrush. As you can see, it's doing a good job there, and it's getting all the mud out off the top there as well. On to the medial side of the boot, just in those places. So as you can see, the toothbrush did a good job of just really finishing cleaning the upper. Just wipe it down with a cloth. So after each step in the cleaning process of the Purecontrol, you just get the hand towel and you just dry it off like that. As you can see, it's a pretty rough job, but I've pretty much cleaned the upper of the Purecontrol. We'll get to the exposed Prime Knit later in this video, as well as the sole plate, but as you can see, the boots look pretty clean already, bar the exposed material on the Laceless design. We'll get to that later. So we'll go straight to the sole plate. The sole plate on the ACE16 Purecontrol has a sort of spray painted design. As you can see, it sort of wears off over time. If you've seen our review, you've seen that we've worn this on 3G pitches, and it's not the best for 3G pitches, as the paint can actually just wear off quicker on those types of pitches. But this is designed for firm ground surfaces, so the paint should wear off over time, and it sort of will reveal like a sort of solid green color over time. But we'll just get straight to the sole plate with the standard boot bro. If you don't have a boot bro, you can just use a toothbrush. Toothbrush will do a good job. But the boot bro is a specially designed football boot cleaning tool, which will clean the sole plate very easily, and it just gets around the studs. It's got that nozzle on the top there, which just gets in between the studs. It does a really good job on any sole plate out there on the market. It did a really good job of the Total Control sole seen on the ACE15 and the hard ground version of the ACE16 Prime Knit that we had. We've got a cleaning video on that if you haven't seen it already. But as you can see, just with lightly cleaning this, the boot bro does a really good job of cleaning the sprint frame ground controls 2.0 stud system on the ACE16 Purecontrol, and it really sort of shows off how sort of nice it looks. Sort of really like shimmer effect with this spray painted design. So again, get the hand towel and just dry it off. So essentially we've done the easy part of this cleaning process. We've cleaned the upper and the NSG technologies, as well as the sprint frame sole plate. So now the hardest part of the ACE16 Purecontrol is of course the exposed primer on the laceless design. Of course this doesn't have laces, which makes it easy to clean. I don't have to remove the laces. All I have to do is just clean the top here, and then we're pretty much done. So the best way to do that is to get your standard cloth, and to get a bit personal detergent. You can use anything which is detergent which we use in your standard wash, and you just pour a little in the cup here, just like that. Now you just dab the cloth with the detergent, so you get a little bit on there, and you put your hand in the boot like this, and you just rub quite aggressively on top of the exposed primer there. And as you can see, the mud sticks a lot. The material is very similar to Nike's Flyknit material, so when the mud gets in, it sort of absorbs in and it sort of stains. So if you've got if you've watched the cleaning video of a Lightning Storm Hypervenom Phantom 2 video, it's green also. The mud actually stained the Flyknit, and it's sort of doing this in the Purecontrol. As you can see, it's very hard to clean those stains out. So that sort of poses this as a perfect boot to put in the washing machine, and we'll be doing a washing machine video on the Purecontrol in the future, so stay updated on our channel for when that video comes up. But as you can see, I've got most of the mud off, but really a light coloured boot, a solid green coloured boot, is always naturally just going to stain in that sort of muddy colour. You can only do so much. The washing machine will help to clean that out. Quite notably with the Purecontrol, you've got the Tech Fit wrap inside this boot, which is pink in this colour. It's hard to see, but it's in that pink colour. So when if you have a dirty sock and you've got a dirty sock and you put it in the Purecontrol, that inside Tech Fit technology will get muddy as well. So that's another reason why to put these boots in the washing machine. It's pretty much all synthetic. It's not going to damage that bad. I'm sure if you put the boot in a pillowcase or something, the boot's just going to clean off quite easily. Nothing is going to be damaged on the upper or on the sole or on the prime upper technologies. So yeah, I've pretty much cleaned the Laceless design. I'll get round to the prime cut collar. As you can see, it's generally quite clean. But yeah, it's the same process when you're cleaning the prime cut. You just get the cloth and just quite aggressively rub down. But as you can see, it's a really rough job. I pretty much clean the ACE16 Purecontrol. So on the upper, you get a standard cloth, just the cloth and water. And on the sole, you get the boot bro or a toothbrush, and yeah, it does a really good job on that. Hand towel to dry it all off, and especially on this Laceless design, you just get a cloth and a bit of detergent. Detergent works best, but standard water will work just fine. And that, as you can see, I've cleaned it as best as I can. As you can see, I haven't done the perfect job. You can only clean so much with the standard cloth. But this looks like it should go in the washing machine if you really want it sparkling clean. But as you may be aware, this is a football boot and you wear it for a season. You don't just wear it for one match. So yes, it's going to be dirty for a long period of time with the Laceless design. On the prime cut, it's the same sort of material as you see on the Flyknit, on Nike's Dynamic Fit collared boots. And yeah, it stains on light coloured boots. On the standard solar blue design, it's going to happen. It's a slightly darker design, so the mud won't be seen as obvious as on the shock blue design as on the solar green. And of course, you've also got the really nice core black edition, which I think that we're the best boot to wear on relatively firm ground muddy pitches, because it is black and you're not going to see the mud as much. But yeah, this is a very light coloured solar green design, and this is why we're cleaning the solar green over the other ones because this is the lightest coloured Pure Control by Adidas so far. So as I mentioned earlier, to dry the boots initially all you need is a hand towel, or to dry them completely you just place them in a dry area out of direct sunlight and not in front of a radiator or heater. So I can do this with the right boot now, but now I'm going to clean the left boot of the Pure Control. As you can see, it's pretty muddy. It's the boot we've been used for testing, and I'm just going to clean this boot in full so you see how easy and quickly you can clean the ACE16 Plus Pure Control. So there we have it. I've just cleaned the left boot of the ACE16 Plus Pure Control. The right boot and the left boot is both clean now. The hardest part to clean is of course that exposed primer material on the Laceless design on the ACE16 Plus Pure Control, and we're doing a washing machine video in the future, so stay tuned on the channel for when that video comes up. So we also have unboxings on the core black ACE16 Plus Pure Control as well as the shock blue ACE16 Plus Pure Control. So click on these boots now if you want to see unboxings of these boots. So we've just cleaned the ACE16 Plus Pure Control. It's a 3-step process, pretty easy if you ask me. To clean the upper and the NSG technologies, you just get a standard cloth. To clean the sole plate, you've got a toothbrush or boot bro. We're lucky to have a boot bro. This really cleans between those studs really nicely. And on the exposed fly nut, you just get a standard cloth. Detergent works best, and you just rub quite aggressively on top of the Laceless design and on the prime cut collar, as well as inside the tech fit if you can reach inside, and that does a good job of cleaning it out. But as you can see, there are still some slight stains on the Laceless design, and that is exactly why we're doing a washing machine video in the future of the ACE16 Plus Pure Control. Any questions, drop it in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and as always, we'll see you next time.